Alyssa and I moved to Portland, Oregon in 2005 after I'd accepted a highly paid but unexciting job as a regional manager. We bought a house that was twice as expensive as anything my parents had ever owned. In my new job, I was managing a team of 20 people. If I did well in my first year, the company would reward me with a BMW. I felt safe, successful, optimistic. But it didn't last. My commute to work was 3 hours a day. My work schedule was 70 to 80 hours a week. I didn't have weekends. I didn't have time off. I never saw Alyssa. I couldn't focus. I couldn't work. And I was anxious all the time. I gained nearly 50 pounds by self-medicating with food. I developed panic attacks. I didn't even know what panic attacks were before this. It was bad. So bad that I began looking for a way out. Many days in a row, I seriously considered the window. Not kidding. It was only 2 stories. If I fell, jumped out the window, I probably just break my legs. They'd have to give me some time off, right? Would insurance cover that? Was that fraud? What if I got into serious legal trouble? Or worse, fired? I felt a panic attack coming on. I decided against the window. Next to the office was a burger place. One day, I decided to stress eat myself sick and then tell them I needed to go home. I sat down and had 3 burgers, fries, and a huckleberry milkshake big enough to fill a bathtub. It didn't work. I got sick, but just nauseated enough to sit at my desk, writhing in pain, pretending to answer emails. Not enough to go home. Damn. I was trapped. Wife, house, car of my dreams. No way out. But I had to keep going. I went on this way for a year. Then one day, on the way to work, I had a panic attack so intense that I knew I was dying in the car, alone, on Interstate I-5, in bumper-to-bumper traffic, with no way for an ambulance to reach me. I could see the headlines. Fat loser dies in car because the real world was too hard for him. He is survived by his wife and his student loans. I didn't die, but I decided something had to change. I brought my concerns to my boss, who listened politely. 3 weeks later, he assembled my team, called me into his office, and told me I was fired. But he did give me a choice. I could walk into the other room and tell the people working for me that I was leaving, and he would give me 3 months severance, or I could walk out the door without telling them and get 2 weeks pay. I needed the money, so one last humiliation. I stood in front of my team and told them I was leaving. There were tears, mostly mine. I was a failure. I apologized. I left. Me and my 3 months severance. Okay. This was horrible, and I wouldn't wish it on anyone, but I'm not sharing this story with you because I want you to feel sorry for me. Actually, it became one of the best gifts I could ever have received. Driving home in the rain, I made myself a promise. I decided that I would never live like that again. I knew I had to figure out how to do work that didn't stress me out to the max. There had to be something out there that didn't make me feel this way. Maybe even something that I actually enjoyed. This was my why. This single decision sent me on a decade-long journey of learning how to live without settling in my career and all aspects of life. I wanted to learn how to live what was most important to me. I didn't want to be thrown around by life and work circumstances. I wanted to understand how and why a few people are able to grab the reins and live life the way they want to, while others feel like they are forever at the mercy of whatever's tossed their way. This audiobook is for you if you don't want to settle and have often wondered if there could be more out there for you. This audiobook is especially for you if you want to do your career in a much more meaningful way. A way that feeds you and fulfills you, but just as importantly, in a way where you get to use your talents, strengths, and skills to help others so that you're getting just as much back. To be clear, this audiobook is not for you if you just want a better job. It's also not for you if you only want to be paid more. A better job and pay are easy in comparison to the process this audiobook lays out. You must be excited about the prospect of doing work that is meaningful to you and contributes to others in this world in far greater ways than what you might be doing right now, all while getting well compensated.